Hey everybody, it's MotherGoose27 and welcome back to my channel. I am not emotionally okay. Alternative opening. Tatakai. This was not at all the video I had planned for today, but I was thinking about it and I'm very emotional and I got a lot I want to talk about, so let's get into it. Some of these So I Finally videos I really work hard on. I work on a script, I make sure and get all the footage and photos and stuff I need beforehand, and I want to make it like a very professional looking thing. Others are literally just emotional reactions, and that's what we have here today. So I have been a big fan of the Attack on Titan anime for a very, very long time. I think 2014 or 2015? I'm pretty sure 2015. So 7 years now, and I finally just got to the point where I was like, I need to know how this ends. Well, if I'm being honest, I kind of had some of the big stuff spoiled. Oh, also spoiler warning. This is your last chance. I'm getting into spoilers in like 10 seconds. So, I had Sasha's death spoiled for me, and I had Eren's death and who killed him spoiled for me. I had the whole Marleyan Scout Regiment team-up spoiled for me. I had the rumbling spoiled. So, a lot of really important beats for the ending I already knew about. And I was just like, I'll wait till the anime comes out. And then I got to the episode in the anime where Eren manipulates Grisha Yeager into murdering the royal family. And I watched the ending of it, and I was just like, I cannot wait any longer. I have to see how this really ends. What happens? And so I finally finished the Attack on Titan manga. I think the big question that really needs to be answered right now is, did I like it and was it good? Because I know there's a lot of debate going on right now on if it's a good ending, and I know a lot of people are really hoping the anime has an anime original ending because they were unhappy with the manga ending, and I actually really like the manga ending, except for a couple things, which I'll get into here in a minute. I know a lot of people were really upset that the main character gets turned into the villain and then just isn't around for the last few chapters. And I do think that is a very, very valid critique. If you're unhappy with that, that's understandable. But I actually thought it was a really interesting twist. A lot of times within anime, we see the villains turn good, but very rarely, from what I've seen at least, and I've seen a lot of anime, do we see the hero turn into the villain. And so while I do think it's a valid critique, I still feel like it was the right direction to go from Attack on Titan, and it separates itself from a lot of anime and a lot of manga, at least from what I've read and watched. I've been going back and rewatching the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan right now, and there's so many little things that I catch that I'm just like, oh yeah, this makes perfect sense why Eren decided to do this, why Eren became this genocidal maniac. Like, it is made clear that Eren wants to kill all of his enemies. At the time, he thought his enemies were the Titans. And then slowly throughout the series, he discovers that the real enemy is humanity. And while the enemy may have changed, Eren Yeager's feelings towards those enemies did not. I also really love the fact that he did what he did to save his friends. Like, at the end of the day, no matter how much he hated his enemies, he still loved his friends. Eren Yeager had the ability to kill all life on the planet except for the people on the island. And he didn't. Now I know it was 80%, and that still is bad. I'm not condoning it. It still is bad. But he did it in a way so that his friends, his essentially found family, could become the heroes. And was there another way around? Sure, maybe. But I think with what we know of Eren's character and how he feels, especially towards how he feels about Mikasa and Armin, it makes sense. I loved that final showdown on Eren Yeager's founding Titan back, where all the other Titans are coming back and defending Eren. I thought that was a really, really interesting twist, and I really hope that even if we get an anime original ending, that we get to see that animated, because that scene is so sick. I also love the fact that throughout everything Eren did, he still was able to eliminate the Titan curse, which I think is really powerful because Yeah, he did destroy a lot of humanity to defeat his enemies, but he achieved his goal and got rid of all of the Titans. Was it what we were imagining in the beginning of the series? No. But he still accomplished that goal. Okay, this is going to be a little off topic, but I would like some clarification from you guys who've read the manga. That scene, the alternate ending where he runs off with Mikasa, I've been hearing people refer to it as like an alternate ending, an alternate universe, or an alternate timeline. Maybe that's the first one in the timeline, and then the manga's the second one rotation in the timeline, and then the anime will be the third. A lot of different ideas on how it's either multiple timelines or different multiverse, whatever. Which I do think is cool, but when I was reading the manga, that came across as just another scene like how Armin and Eren had, where they kind of were going around and talking, and Eren was explaining everything, and then he removed that memory from Armin until he died. That scene with Mikasa where they ran away together seemed exactly like that. Like, I thought that was just Eren giving Mikasa a vision of what their life could have looked like together as a final goodbye, just to show her that he did love her. I don't know. That was my take on the scene. What do you guys think about it? Hanji's death broke my heart. Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me? I am not emotionally okay. I loved Hanji. R.I.B. While I did like the ending, I'm still a little on the fence on the whole Marleyan Scout Regiment team up. I don't know. I don't know. It felt a little strange, and I like the message of, you know, these enemies coming together and doing what they should have done from the very beginning and just talked. Like, that is really powerful. Like, a lot of the Marleyans realizing, like, oh, hey, we are bad people. We should not have done this to the people on the island. Again, really, really powerful. But it did feel a little rushed. Like, when I had that spoiled for me, that was, like, the first major thing I had spoiled for me. I was like, that's weird. That's suspicious. Okay, let's talk about the thing I really did not like. I recently read it, but apparently these weren't in the original ending for the manga. The extra scenes the author added where we see Mikasa never removes her scarf, which I'm okay with. I'm not against. I think it makes sense with the love that they had and that they shared, and the fact that they never really got to express it to each other fully. What I really didn't like was the fact that after all this time, the island still got destroyed in the end. And I know a large theme of this series is the cycle of hatred, and I get it. But it just feels like, in the end, everything Eren did to protect the island was for nothing. Yes, he gave the island long enough to catch up to the rest of the world. Yes, his friends probably lived a long and happy life where they never really saw conflict. But the next generation, or the generation after, suffered incredibly, and that just sucks. I don't know. That's the one thing that I was just really, really mad about. And then we see the boy going towards the tree that Ymir went to, that was Eren's grave, and we're all kind of left wondering, like, oh, is history going to repeat itself? Are we going to go through this cycle again? And again, if that's the direction it goes, it will just feel like everything Eren did was for nothing. But that was the end of the manga, so we don't have an answer right now, and honestly, I really hope we never get an answer. I hope it just leaves it there, because I would rather not take the risk of the Titans coming back, and again, it just feeling like everything was for nothing. Let's talk about Floch. Floch, Falco, Floch. Yeah, that one. I don't care how much you hate him. I don't care how bad of a person he is. He had one of the best character developments in the series. Hands down. I was literally watching this morning episode 4 or 5 of season 3 part 2, and he literally was like on his knees crying because the Beast Titan just killed all the elite scouts, and he was like, oh, if they died, what are we recruits gonna do about it? Woo-hoo. And then going back to the latest episode, I know I'm talking about the manga, but I've just watched these episodes, so it's most fresh on my mind. Watching the latest episode of the manga, oh my gosh. Watching the latest episode of the anime and reading that chapter of the manga was just so cool to see him go from this kid essentially on his knees crying about the fact that he's about to die to becoming the leader of the Yeagerists and fighting the Armor Titan, the Female Titan, the Cart Titan, the Jaw Titan, and the most elite units of the Scout Regiment, Mikasa, Jean, Connie, Armin, Hanji. He gave zero cares. Zero cares. This man is a menace to society, and I don't like him, but I think, like I said, hands down, he has one of the, if not the best character development within the series. I'm really happy that I understand the bird meme. I understand the bird meme now. When I first saw it floating around TikTok, it confused me so much. I was so confused. Humanity. I haven't watched season 4 yet, and I'm so confused. Does he turn into a bird? I don't understand how there's a logical explanation for this. Please stop spoiling season 4. I'm so confused. I personally really like the fact that Eren admits to Armin that he loves Mikasa. I know some people were all mad about this really tough character breaking down and like crying about how much he loves a girl and how much he doesn't want her to move on, but like he loves her so much. His love for her drives a lot of the things that he does, and he couldn't admit that to her. He also knew he was about to die. This was his only chance to like really admit it to Armin that he loved her, and after so long of holding it in, it just kind of all burst out, and that makes sense to me. I'm okay with it. There's so much to talk about with this, and I might end up doing some videos on specific scenes. I know this was kind of just like an emotional rant, but I love this series. It is a masterpiece from beginning to end. Yes, including the ending, in my opinion at least, and I think it's going to be a long time before we see something like this again. Anyway, I think that's all I want to talk about today. Like I said, I might dive into some more specific things with it, but I love this series, and I'm so happy that I got to exist on this planet at the same time as it. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to join the flock. Also, I apologize. I'm in the middle of moving. That's why my pile of clothes, those are all clean. I just have to fold and put them away. That's all for today. I'm really leaving now. Goodbye. Mother Goose out.